yourself really quick?
Okay. I'll do that.
By the way, I hit record.
Yes. My name is
Awesome.
Stephanie Cozby. I do not blog, but I'm a mom of 3, 11, 6, and 4, 2 boys. And I am a worship leader, songwriter, artist. Yeah. And I scope a lot as well.
That's awesome. I didn't know you had 3 kids. That's horrible, Stephanie. I thought you only had 2.
Yeah, I have 3.
I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
And Stephanie makes delicious coffee with her husband.
Yes.
Really?
We try to live a healthy life. My husband tries a lot harder than I do.
There's always one of us that tries harder than the other, isn't there?
Yes.
Tammy, you didn't see Stephanie's scope where she made her coffee with her butter?
No, I missed that.
Yeah.
To
Butter?
do it again. Yes.
Yes,
I put
girl, butter.
Good
Really?
raw grass-fed butter and coconut oil. And I put that in my coffee. And that's my special coffee I have every day. It's become my guilty pleasure. Actually, I can't even call it a guilty pleasure because it's just good for you.
Yeah.
But it tastes like a guilty pleasure.
I'm a
I don't
little
know,
scared. Scares me.
I know. It is scary to think about drinking butter every day, but it's really good.
That's usually
So
because
good.
when we think of butter, we think of like,
Margarine.
yeah, nasty butter. That's not good for you. That's made in like a weirdness with a factory and like a bunch of things we don't know.
Right?
But
No,
anyway,
this is like good butter.
yeah. Anyways, Tammy's chewing. Don't choke.
I'm not joking. It's all good.
Pepper's in the house. Hey, Pepper.
Hey, Pepper.
Hey, Pepper!
Yes, Tanya, I'm recording, so there will be a replay.
Yes. And it will be on the Facebook group. So if you go to facebook.com/group/Topic Mamas, Tammy's probably already typing it down there. If you go on there, there's actually a graphic and it will have all of our past blabs on there. So we'll have tonight and all the previous ones that we have done. So we make it really, really easy.
See,
So.
I already pimped it out.
I knew it, man. I just knew it. Thanks for tweeting out, Pepper. Appreciate that.
Yes,
Anyone
thank
else
you.
who has hit Tell a Little Bird? Lori did. Thank you, Lori. All right.
Okay, so we've already done our introductions. Thank you all for joining us. Tonight we are discussing self-esteem and identity.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Are we going with your list first, Jess, or are we telling our stories?
I think we're going to go ahead and let Stephanie start off. Sorry, I'm kind of grabbing some stuff. My bad. And then I'll just use these as a recap at the end. I think that's
Sounds
what we
good.
discussed earlier.
Cool. So
Right.
I'm on.
Yes,
You are
Stephanie,
on deck.
If you wanted to share your story and your
Okay.
struggles, triumphs with identity and self-esteem.
Awesome. So I grew up with, let's go back to when I was a little kid. I'm just
Hold on. Magical twinkle dust. All right.
So I grew up in a household of 7 girls and counting me.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Everyone's reaction when I say that. So I had 6 sisters. I am number 6 of the 7.
Wow.
So
Wow.
yes, I'm second to last. Yes, holy cow is right.
Pepper says she feels for your dad.
Yes, everyone says that too. But if you ask my dad, he'll say, "Oh, I'm the most spoiled man in the world," which is true. Because I mean,
Aww.
who else wouldn't want to have 6 girls dressing him and buying him the greatest things? And yeah, I mean, So yeah, I grew up with 6 girls, and you can imagine how that alone can create self-esteem issues, right? Also, I am one of the only redheads in the house. So growing up with bright red hair also causes, I don't know. Actually, I've talked to other redheads, and they didn't have the same issues that I did, but I got teased a lot as a kid.
Really? Just for being a ginger?
Yep.
Wow.
Wow.
Yes. I got teased a lot, especially in school. I got teased all the time. Mostly by other girls.
That's because of the jealousy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But growing up, I think because I got teased as a redhead, and there's other things that go along with being a redhead that people start to kind of like put on you, like, oh, because of that red hair, you're going to have a temper. Or if you have a temper, they'll say, oh, of course, you're one of those tempers, redheaded temper. If you watch Anne of Green Gables, that's me.
Love Anne Shirley.
Not the teacher personality, but yeah, all that stuff that
awkward years.
All of that was me when I was a kid. I totally, when that came out, I was like, oh, I totally relate to Anne Shirley. And like being so like particular about
relate
things.
To Anne Shirley.
Right?
I don't know who that is, so.
Oh my God! You have to go watch that movie. Or series.
What is it again?
Anne of Green Gables.
Okay, yeah, I've never heard of it.
Yes, you have to watch it.
It's okay. Gina's never heard of it
Seriously,
either.
What?
Oh my gosh, Gina, we're gonna have to reevaluate.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Right. But anyway, you have to go watch it. It's so good.
I will.
Especially as a girl. I don't know. All the girls liked it.
I will.
But anyway, so growing up with that and having people like, I started off with this because honestly, when we think about our identity and like how we are molded as we are growing up, a lot of that comes from what people say to you, how people view you, because I was called rebellious a lot. I was called weird, those sort of things kind of stick to you.
Right.
And you grow up with those things that were said to you, or even if the great things that are said to you, you kind of hold on to those things.
Right.
So it's so important. Like, that's a whole other subject, like the power of our words when we say things out loud. But you grow up, that's molding you, into who you are.
Yes.
And so just that. And then also, I've always been a singer, and it's always been my dream to sing, to do, albums, and to be known in that aspect of it. And there were so many times in my life where someone would tell me, you're not good enough. You do not have the talent to do that. And even people who were closest to me that I respected and trusted their opinion told me the worst things that you could probably tell someone, and just like beats you down,
Right.
And usually when it does mold you, it's by somebody whose opinion you value.
Exactly. So it's the people that are closest to you as you're growing up that are telling you these things, whether good or bad, that mold you into the person that you are. My parents used to always say I would overhear them say to other people, Stephanie doesn't have identity issues like other girls her age. And I think I was a pretty cool kid. I didn't show it that it bothered me so much. I don't think that I let them know that.
Right.
And so they always just assumed I didn't have issues in that. But I think hearing them say that as well made me go, oh yeah, I don't have issues, with that.
Yeah.
And so kind of in denial, last year, and as an adult, I've kind of dealt slowly with these things here and there, but last year it was really highlighted to me, because I was in an internship and we were talking about self-esteem and identity a lot. And one of the exercises that we would do is identify the things that we were dealing with, that we had problems with. So one of the things for me was I had the most intense jealousy at times for other people. And like if I saw someone singing or getting recognized in that aspect, I would just get so jealous that it would hurt me. Like, you know, when you are so jealous sometimes and you can feel like how much it hurts on the inside. Right. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like a physical jealousy. You feel it, you know, like deep inside of you. And I was like, what is up with that? Why do I have this issue? Why do I keep going around the circle with the same issue? And after sitting down and kind of knowing the steps to like identify why I'm feeling those in that way, because some of these people that I would feel that way about, I'm like, they didn't do anything to me. I just felt jealous, you know?
Right.
Or I would just feel like I was being rejected in different ways. So anyway, after I identified it, I came to the realization that it was from all these years of the things that were said to me that kind of molded this kind of like beast inside of me, you know, where I would get really jealous or angry or feel rejected by people, and they didn't even have to do anything to me.
Right.
And I had to identify the fact that that was all rooted back to when I was a kid.
Like, where did that come from?
Yeah, exactly. Because for a long time, for years had gone by, and I just denied those things.
Right.
And you kind of get into this life mode where you don't even, it's not even conscious anymore, you know?
Well, like you said, your mother would tell other people, hey, Stephanie doesn't have identity issues.
Yeah.
So you probably ended up taking that on as well and lying to yourself. Hey, I don't have a problem here. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it kind of all came out last year. And I was like, okay, so when I actually sat down and go, okay, I gotta get to the root of this thing. Why do I keep dealing with this? Because like, of all things, I was like, I hate feeling this way.
Right.
Why do I keep feeling this way? That sucks to feel this way. You know, I didn't want to keep feeling rejected by people, you know? So why am I feeling that way?
Right.
So that was the first deal, you know, just figuring out why I was feeling it.
Right.
And when I figured out the source, then I began to start reversing what I was already believing. So like all the years it trained my brain to start thinking a certain way about myself. Sorry.
That's what happens when you talk a lot.
I know. And I'm starting to get con mouth. Anyway, so like growing up and hearing all this stuff, it starts to train your brain how you think about yourself.
Right.
So, you know, the different people who, you know, told me you're not good enough, you can't do this, you can't do that, right, or you're weird. You know, you laugh too much. I've gotten that a lot.
You laugh too much? Really?
Yeah. You smile too much, or you laugh too much. Why are you happy all the time? And so like things like that began to like train my thought process of going, okay, those things are bad. The way that I do this or that, those things are bad. So I need to, you know, so when I came to the conclusion of why certain things set me off, I had to go back and start retraining my thought processes.
Right.
You know, and I started doing that by taking the things that were really major and like feeling rejected by people, just
right,
total random people, maybe didn't do anything to me, or maybe they did, you know, say something to me, it made me feel rejected. But those things, rejection was huge. And jealousy came after that because of the feeling rejected. So I had to start retraining my brain. So I would just go, you know what? No, I am good enough.
Right.
I am talented. I do have a good voice. People do love hearing me sing. You know,
I love hearing you
am
sing.
Special. Thank you. My red hair is awesome. You know, just different things that have molded my thought processes over the years. I have to redo it. You know, I have to start speaking the opposite to myself.
Right.
And so that's what I've begun to do. And I definitely will not say that I'm all perfect now, because we may never become to the point where we're like never having negative thoughts. We might, it may never get that way. We're always going to deal with that stuff coming out, whatever,
right,
going through our brain. But it's starting a habit to where we will, like say a negative thought comes up and you're like, oh, I can't do that or whatever. You immediately stop the train of thought and you go, no, that's not true. I can do this thing or whatever it is that we're feeling.
And it's really important to surround yourself with people that can be encouraging to you as well and give you those, instead of dishing out all of that negative, putting yourself and surrounding yourself. I know that's something that I'm doing right now is I'm building walls and I'm starting to put people around me that will help encourage those, push those happy thoughts, encourage me to do these things and say, you know what, I do believe in you and I like you, because you really need that.
Definitely.
We need to find other like-minded people that can lift us up and empower us as we can do for them.
Right. Absolutely.
Definitely. So, so that's kind of like my story. And I didn't get super detailed, but, I've been bullied over the years. I've, even as an adult, I feel like there's still bullies out there.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, what the heck?
Oh,
I
yeah.
mean, it made me think of y'all's flab a few weeks ago was it Melody?
Yeah, the Mean Girls.
The Mean Girl effect. I actually thought of that the other day because I was like, a moment happened with someone that I was like, you seriously trying to bully me right now? Like that is ridiculous.
Adult women are brutal. And we're in society. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Oh, okay. I think society also programs us and it pits us against each other. And I mean, adult women are brutal. You think kids are mean? Good Lord, some of the women I've had to deal with.
Right?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep up with chat and the conversation at the same time. We were getting
I haven't even been looking at the chat.
We are actually getting a lot of really great comments in chat. Matt Scandal has said some really amazing stuff.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, let's stop for a second and respond to those if we need to.
I'm trying to, October says, one thing as an artist is that we have to embrace is that what we have is beautiful and different, and other
people's gifts, and love your own.
Yeah.
Be able to
embrace
love other
people's
right, and your own. Yeah, it is really, it's really important. Shalita says, our self-image is much like self-portrait. It is who and what we picture ourselves to be.
That's true.
And that's key to learning
true.
your identity and gaining self-esteem.
I completely agree.
Absolutely. So Tami, what's your ways that you've dealt with self-esteem issues? And
when I was younger, okay, so I'm going to go a completely different route since we already tackled most of mine on the Mean Girl effects with the whole bullying thing. But I was a virgin the whole way through high school. However, I had
awesome.
Thanks, whatever.
No, that's an admirable thing.
I was too.
That's
sorry.
But I had multiple
Barely.
boyfriends. I had multiple boyfriends, you had that puppy love boyfriend. So it was like I changed boyfriends like tissues, and I was constantly teased that I was a slut. Like I was this horrible, skanky slut. And I mean, not that it molded me in any way, shape, or form, but it made me take a look at myself on different levels because I knew I wasn't. The people I was dating at the time knew I wasn't.
Right.
This was somebody else's perception. But as I got older, I noticed that I judged people based solely off of those ideals.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't mean to.
Right.
Like I was a virgin and I ended up judging the more, shall we say, slutty girls. And I certainly didn't mean to, but I guess because they all thought I was doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I was
it's
the opposite.
taking on that perception of what other people, and that really, if you think about it in the big scheme of things, that really just shows you how much of sponges little children are, and how they really absorb what's going on around them and the people that are around them.
That's true.
I mean, it really puts that into perspective if you think about it, just how easily you're manipulated and coached into things to believe things as a child.
Yep.
I mean, it's crazy. I'm sorry.
There's a lot of things that we're all coached into and believe as children that when we get older, we notice, what? Like, really?
Oh, wow. Did you see what Holly said?
Melody, it scares me too.
Did you see what Holly said? She says her 15-year-old daughter is having the same issue. She won't do what they want, and they break up. So she gets called a slut because, dude, that's a whole nother topic right there, Holly.
Right, because people
real.
Just assume.
Oh my gosh.
That's it's perception. People assume just based off of the fact that I had several boyfriends, and it wasn't like we were actually boyfriends. Oh, we were going out for a week in high school, Yeah. Oh, slut. Nope.
I mean this in no offensive way at all, but kids are dumb. They're so mean and they're dumb.
I totally agree.
And it really goes back to like poor parenting and like a lot of times poor values, and just, I'm not even going to go. That's a whole nother topic too. Rein me in, Tami, rein me in.
Jess,
let's not go there. Yeah, no.
But that's a great topic to discuss at a later date. I mean, most of the people in the chat have children, and we want to form our kids to not attack people and their self-esteem and their identity and be a bully. And I think that's a great topic to go with. Maybe in November.
Yeah.
Mark it down.
Right. Well, Tami, I don't know if you're done. Your computer lags, so now I see you doing something. I'm like, is she talking? I'm like, oh wait, no.
Nope, go ahead, talk.
Okay. I was like, I can't tell. I can hear you clear, but it's okay.
Oh, that's a really great screenshot.
I know. So
I hope to God I caught that, because that was so good.
You're still frozen on my end.
Oh, it was up for a while.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, yay!
So
I did.
What? Did you get it?
I caught it. Yep.
Yeah. So for me growing up, my family was a big influencer, as most kids deal with. My family they're a bunch of negative Nancys. They still are that way. And when we talked about toxic people last week, I shared that with you guys. My family oftentimes, they weren't encouraging to me. They never said I did a good job. None of them really participated in anything that I was doing. If I did, it was always like, I don't know if that's okay. You know what I'm saying? I was always kind of made to feel dumb and inadequate my whole entire life. And that's something right now at this moment that I'm dealing with in my 30s. I just turned 30 in April, and it's been like the whole self-esteem and identity thing is like blown up in my face. You know what I mean?
Wow.
This is way better than Periscope. It is, Matt. I love Blab.
Except when my computer locks up and I make stupid faces.
That's okay. We love you for that. But
freeze right there.
I took on a lot of that. I took on a lot of that from growing up. Just the whole, I'm always unsure of the decisions that I'm going to make, because they always questioned what I did. No one had faith in me. You know what I'm saying? And like you were saying, Stephanie, how that came ahead to you for when you did your internship. This came about for me when I decided to homeschool my children.
Wow.
I have 3 children. I have an 11-year. Oh my gosh, you guys, I just remembered this. My son is going to be 12 in 2 days. 12. I'm gonna have a preach.
Oh my gosh, that's a huge step.
I know, and I'm about to cry. I won't cry on Blab. I almost said Periscope. Wrong place. But I have a 7-year-old and a 2-year-old as well, and both of my boys are high functioning autistic, so they were drowning in the system, and that's a whole another Blab that hopefully we're getting to next month. But I decided to take that on, and I really got a lot of backlash from my family, like a lot of backlash.
Wow.
And, they were just like, oh, what about socialization and all those things? Pretty much saying to me, like, what I just saw, preserve wax figure.
Yeah, that's why I laughed.
No tears.
With that. Oh my God.
No tears allowed, Jess.
I know. No, I'm not. I know. I love you for that, Gina. I love you. That always makes me smile. But I made that choice to homeschool, and I got a lot of backlash. And I started to doubt my choice and to feel incompetent. And then I sat back and I thought about it, and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm a good mom. I'm a good
You're
mom.
a great mom.
Thank you for that.
Yes, you are.
Thank you so much for that. I have done.
You're doing something I know for a fact I could not do. I don't have the patience.
Thank you. Yeah.
Holla.
You know what? I'm not going to go there with you, Tami. We'll save that for our homeschool blast.
Oh, I totally agree.
I'm just saying. You see my finger go in there? I don't like that kind of talk. I don't like it. But I don't have patience either, but I pray for it, and God's given it to me full circle. Let me just say that. Through my daughter. So if anyone has a little 2-year-old daughter, if you've had a daughter before, you know what that's like. But I really felt inadequate. I started to doubt myself. And then I was just like, you know what? I am smart. I know what's best for my children. No one else does. I did. I carried them. I know what's right. I'm the one who takes them to the doctor's appointments. I'm the one who hears the information. No one will ever love them more than me. And so I finally just told my family, I pretty much kiss my grits. I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and you're going to see. I know, kiss my grits, girl. Kiss
I just love it.
And
I love me some flow.
Oh, by the way, I so have a list on a side note of t-shirts that I'm going to be doing. Yeah.
Yes.
Kiss my grits, girl. It's going to be one of them.
I want them all to be tank tops, not t-shirts.
Okay, I'll do tank tops.
I live in Florida. It's hot.
But that's like what you were saying, Stephanie. That's when all these issues started coming up for me. And I was just like, wow. And I started really realizing, okay, you know what? I got a lot of haters in my life. I got a lot of people that are influencing me. And let me tell you something, you guys, not to get all sappy or anything right now, but Tami and Melody right there, these two women, and you too, Stephanie, the more I haven't built quite as strong as a relationship with you yet, and I'm hoping to do that. But I've really gotten to know, I've gotten to know Tami and Melody like on a real level. And you guys have really been key and instrumental in my path to realizing who I am, because that's why, I say it's so important to have good people in your life, good and people that say, you know what, even when you're being not so nice or, I don't even know what you want to call it, but you're not being so nice and so you got some ugliness shooting out of you. They still love you and they say, you know what, I believe in you and I think you're a good person. And that's been so empowering to me. So empowering.
Yes.
Yeah.
You need people like that in your life.
Because it's hard to retrain those thoughts. And it's easier when you have some other people in your life saying, you know what, you're pretty, you're smart, I like you and I like what you're saying. Because for a long time, I lost myself. I didn't know who I was. And I got swallowed alive by depression and by negativity. And you know what? I'm not a bad person. My faith has a lot to do with that. I know some of you who may not be believers, that's fine. I respect you, believe what you want. But I know my God loves me for who I am. And that's why, again, I appreciate this necklace that we have. I don't know, Tammy's got hers on.
I'm not wearing mine.
Oh, come on, be you. Be beautiful. Be
I'm
you.
sorry.
And I still will give Amy tons of props for this. God didn't make no junk. I love when she said that.
Yes.
Because he didn't. And so I am perfectly made in his image. I am perfect. And the cross makes me that way. And I just, that's me. And that's really empowering for me, especially you ladies. So for real.
It's amazing how much just one simple phrase of, you know what, you're really good at this. Or I like how, just a compliment, not just any kind of compliment, but like being really from your heart and just telling someone, I like this about you or whatever. It goes really a long way.
It makes a huge difference. And I want to point out what Pepper said. You need to have a tribe around you. Let me quote Melody Reynolds. Girl, you my tribe. You're part of my tribe. I love that. That's a good one, Pepper. It is important. You guys heard her say that. Don't play.
Oh no,
I haven't always thought. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. I haven't always thought that I was like a really good mom because I'm super relaxed and I'm not like the Martha Stewart, you know. And I know,
right?
But that's why I love you. but okay. Let me just be free here. I live in Texas, so there are a lot of moms here who are Martha Stewart.
Oh.
I'm not one of them. So sometimes I have a hard time fitting in. But it's really funny because I was at the park a few weeks ago and I took my kids. This random stranger came up to me and she was like, I just want to tell you, you are such a good mom.
Oh, that's awesome.
And your kids are amazing.
Don't you
They're
love
so
that?
polite.
Yes.
They're so polite and they've just been helping with the little kids. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I mean, I walked away from there feeling like super mom.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it really does not take much or even have to know the person to get a compliment that rocks your world.
Right. And I don't know what I have oh my gosh, Tami, another blab idea. Society and how it sucks as a whole.
Write it down.
It's like a vortex. I'm doing it. Well,
okay, I take it back for the Texans in the room. It's more of a Dallas thing.
Right.
Okay.
But
Matt, we would love that. Matt is saying that he would love to join us on our blab one day.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Get up with me and Tami on Twitter. Our handles are the same.
Yep.
Or, the group is Topic Mamas. But I don't know how Tami is about this. If we get to know the men and they're pleasant, we're open to men.
Absolutely. Hashtag Topic Daddies.
Right. And Matt seems like a really respectable guy. So we all, we're mothers and, married, but we want male point of view. We don't want to exclude anyone. It is
definitely
mamas, but that's more like me and Tami are mamas. So I just want to put that out there, Tami. So.
No, I'm fully agree.
Bring in the men.
Bring in the men.
Yes. Yeah.
Don't say that too loud. My husband will come in.
Sorry.
Here he comes. What are you talking about?
Everybody hide.
So what I was saying is it really society really takes me off.
Too.
It's like everybody's like promoting negativity. It's like it's become.
Why? Why would you promote negativity?
I don't know, but it's encouraged, and people don't realize that.
It is.
They don't realize how society pits us against each other. It's like I don't know if anybody knows. I know you guys know her, Lisa from Creatively.
Yeah.
She just did a scope the other day.
About
Mommy Wars.
Mommy Wars,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
She had somebody come in her scope. They started commenting about what she was feeding her kids.
Which, I'm sorry, I don't care who you are. Don't go into somebody's scope and start attacking them for what they're feeding their kids. It was freaking oatmeal, people.
Girl, bye. That's what I would say. And I told Lisa,
bye, girl.
Girl, bye.
Girl, bye.
Bye, Felicia. She.
Can anybody even hear me at this point? I hate this thing.
Yes, we can hear you.
It's
just your lips are not synced up with your voice.
Lame.
Yeah, it's just lagging. But yeah, society's done that. It's pit us against each other, and we need to really recognize that.
It has a lot to do with the fact that we're a social media generation.
Yes.
We're all liking each other's things. We're hearting each other's pictures. We've become a very critical society,
right?
And that's why. So why not? If we're being critical with each other on Facebook, and why not to do that in real life?
Yeah. And that's one of the things I know Tami will back me up on this. This is another reason why we did the weeklies with Tami and Jess. We want to put positivity. We want to encourage. Yes. So me on my scopes, I know Tami as well. I want to be an encouragement to women. I want to empower and lift 100%. You up and give you encouragement. And I may have different views, like me and Tami have different views, but we agree to disagree. And that needs to be promoted more in this world. Yes, we agree to disagree, girl.
And why is it important? Because if we have higher self-esteem, if we are feeling confident, we can do anything that we want to do.
Yep.
You know, we want to start a business. We can go start a business because we're not dealing with the fact that we can't do it. Right. You know, if we want to, I don't know, invent something, we can go invent something because we're not feeling the lack of self-esteem that, you know.
And I've said this before, and I'm going to say it again. You know, you have to remember when people are spewing out these negative things, that's probably just an inner perception of themselves. And so, although it's really hard and words hurt, but they are, a lot of times they're just outward vomit of what the person's feeling internally.
Right,
so it's like
exactly.
Whatever they can do to drag you down is what they'll do. And
which goes back to last week's toxic people.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
I like what Grant just said. Be a balcony person that encourages when someone's down.
Yep, that's awesome.
I like that.
Yeah, let me give that a star here. I keep forgetting that we can give stars on comments.
I love that we can do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's awesome. I wish we could tweet it out too, not to get too much off topic, but sometimes when someone says like something like that, like Grant, I want to put that out there. Like I want to tweet what he just said and what Matt said.
Hey Vlad, you need that feature.
Yeah, come on. Well, first you need to get for Android. You can play it.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, self-esteem and identity, they're one and the same. And it's just really important to recognize. What's up, Tami?
Nothing. I tried to do something and my whole computer just decided to be a butthole.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So, yeah, I just want to kind of go. So I printed out this list, and if you guys, after I read it, Stephanie and Tami, if you guys want to comment on these, just feel free. You know what I'm saying? I printed out a list. And this kind of goes along with like cognitive behavioral therapy, kind of putting yourself in these positions and acting.
Thanks for coming in, Matt. We enjoyed having you.
Is Matt leaving?
Sorry, I just saw he had to leave.
Please find me or Tami on Twitter, please.
Yes, please.
Please find us on Twitter. DM us. I want to have you on, Matt, if you're still in here. If not, I'm going to, hopefully his Twitter is the same. Hold on, guys. I'm going to follow him. I'm going to find him on Twitter.
He said he added.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yay, because I want to have you on. That's awesome. All right, so I'm going to go over these. These kind of recap on what all of us have said. So, so if you have low self-esteem, you know, you can kind of consider these steps. So number one is identify troubling conditions or situations. So think about the conditions or situations that may seem to deflate your self-esteem. So you got to find those common triggers, right? Anybody want to give examples of those common triggers?
Can you repeat one more time for me, please?
It's okay. Were you typing?
I was typing.
Okay. Identify troubling conditions or situations. Think about the conditions or situations that seem to deflate your self-esteem. So common triggers to that, you know, it could be a crisis at work at home, a challenge in roles or life circumstances in your job, or like what Stephanie said in an internship.
My triggers for me personally have always been about my weight. Oh, wow. So if certain people say certain things to me, it has a tendency to be a trigger, and I just have to remind myself what they like isn't what my husband likes, isn't what I like, isn't who I am. What they see isn't everything about me.
Yes.
Gina says looks. Yeah, well, Gina, that's another topic too. I'm going to have to write down society's opinion on what really looks good.
Right. Mm-hmm. Marilyn Monroe, baby size 14.
You know, I guess people always like preserved wax figures. I don't know. It's weird, you know, like anything for you.
So in that instance of maybe a comment that someone said to you that made you feel like they were putting you down or like they didn't like your frame or whatever, that's the thing that you would need to identify.
Right.
Is that what the point is?
Yeah.
So, and then what was the rest of it? So you identify it and then.
Well, it's just the first one is just identifying those conditions or situations that you're being a part of that are deflating your self-esteem. And I was just saying if you had any examples on that. No, that's okay.
That was my example. It's not really an example for me anymore because I'm now finally comfortable with myself and my own skin. So as a kid, though, that was my biggest
Yeah.
trigger all the way up until 10 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
And Holly says, for her, it's judgmental people, period. She's learned not to care what society thinks, but what those close to her.
Yeah.
yes.
It's really good. Do you want to add anything,
Yeah.
Stephanie, to that about identifying conditions or situations?
Yeah. I think I think when I feel something trigger lately, it's mostly feeling not like good enough in a situation.
Inadequate?
So yeah, inadequate. Like as a mom, usually it's like as a mom,
Right.
like if I'm around other moms and I'm feeling like they're not liking the way I don't know, parenting.
That comes back to the mom wars.
Yeah. That's probably one of the situations. And the other situation would be like a lot of times with people's comments or opinions about my talent, singing, how well I play the piano, those sort of things.
Right. Lori says
yeah.
her trigger is hateful people or tense situations. So that's good. All right. So number 1 was identifying the conditions or the situations, right? You can't deal with what you don't acknowledge, right? So that's the
Correct.
first step. And then number 2 is become aware of thoughts and beliefs. So once you've identified the situation, pay attention to your thoughts about them. This includes self-talk, what you tell yourself, and your interpretation of what the situation means. Your thoughts and beliefs might be positive, negative, or neutral. They might be rational based on reasons or fact, or irrational based on false ideas. So number 2,
Yes.
become aware of thoughts and beliefs. Anybody want to add anything on that?
Yeah, I think it's just really good. Like, back to what we were talking about before, just like you growing up and with different mindset about yourself. And it's important to find the source of why you feel a certain way,
right.
You know?
Again, I mean, pretty much that's pretty much the same as to me in number 1. You can't change what you don't acknowledge, right? So it's getting to the root. So number 3 is challenge negative or inaccurate thinking. So your initial thoughts might not be only possible. Sorry. I totally read that wrong. I started to say it and I went, what am I saying? Does this even make sense? Okay, your initial thoughts might not be the only possible way to view the situation. That's what I was going to say. So this test of accuracy of your thoughts. Ask yourself whether your view is consistent with facts and logic, or whether other explanations for the situation might be plausible, right? So be aware that it can be hard to recognize inaccuracies in thinking, right? Long-held thoughts and beliefs can feel normal and factual, even though they may just be opinions or perceptions, right? So recognizing what's factual and then what's opinionated, right?
Right.
So it says also pay attention to thought patterns that erode your self-esteem. So it lists a couple. I'm not going to read the explanations of them unless someone wants me to. It says all or nothing thinking. So pretty much where you either think it's all good or all bad, right?
Yeah.
So mental filtering, you see only the negatives and dwell on them, right? Distorting your perception of things. You've got converting positives into negatives. So rejecting achievements and other positive experiences, and saying, for example, I only dwell on, I don't know what I was going to say there. I lost my train of thought. Sorry. Again, I've been doing that a lot lately. And the next one is jumping to negative conclusions, so automatically assuming the worst, mistaking feelings for facts. So that was pretty much number 3 in a nutshell,
Right.
And then negative self-talk. So again, number 3 is challenge negative or inaccurate thinking.
That's good.
Yeah. And then number 4.
Because sometimes it might be like true things
right.
that you're feeling, like totally accurate, but then sometimes you might just be trying to perceive a person's facial expression when they said something to you,
Yeah.
And it might trigger something way out of control.
Yeah, my husband's like that a lot. I don't know if anyone else has dealt with this in a different type of person. He is not, he doesn't really have expressions. So when he says stuff, no, seriously, he's
Like
very
facial
monotone.
expressions?
Yeah, dude. Like he's very evenly killed. Like even killed. I don't know if that's even
people
killed.
like that drive me nuts.
Right. So I'm very like all over. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm like, oh, I'm all over the place,
Jess?
right?
All over the place? No.
I know. I know. But you can tell, like if I'm mad, like you can see it on my face that I'm starting to really get irritated. With my husband, okay, so Pepper says her husband's that way too, and Holly too. It's like, oh, me and Jacob have some conversations now. Look at Melody. Be quiet, Melody. So it's hard for me to judge what he's saying. And a lot of times I have to ask for his explanation. Like, okay, are you trying to be rude to me? Or like,
waitresses are always nervous.
You know what I mean? What happened? What?
Pepper says waitresses are always nervous.
What?
Because her husband's
when
just
they go to a restaurant.
Forget it, Jess. Keep going. Move on.
This is like okay, you guys, you see this color hair? It's not really that color. It's blonde. I have no idea what's going on. And
You're not.
She didn't get it either. She didn't get it either. I'm not the only one. No idea. Will you explain this to me afterwards, Tami?
Yes.
Why are you guys laughing at? I don't know. And Melody.
Let me take a moment. If your husbands are expressionless and there is a waitress trying to ask you if you enjoyed your meal, is Jake the kind of guy that's making his waitress nervous because he's expressionless? Oh, Jesus.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Oh, waitress. Okay, Pepper, it's not you, Pepper. It's like I got tears going in my eyes. Okay. All right. I'm gonna keep going here. Okay, so number 4.
Oh, I love y'all.
Number 4. No, I think this is
Stop it, you made the vein come out.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to okay, Melody, I'm glad you got it because I'm just gonna go with yes. All right.
I really want to explain it again and I'm not gonna.
It's okay. So number 4, I pretty much think is what this whole blab is pretty much about. And I know, Stephanie, if you want to get into the challenge that you're going to do on Periscope, I know you're still working out some of the kinks, but check out number 4. Okay. So it says, adjust your thoughts and belief. Okay. It says, now replace negative or inaccurate thoughts with accurate, constructive thoughts. So here are some suggestions. Use hopeful statements. Forgive yourself. We got to learn to forgive ourselves, right? Avoid should and must statements. So if you find your thoughts are full of these words, you might be putting unreasonable demands on yourself. So you're kind of questioning yourself. Stop doing that. Focus on the positive. Yeah, don't do it. Just don't do it. Focus on the positive, right? Relabel upsetting thoughts. You don't need to react negatively to negative thoughts. Instead of think of the negative thoughts as a signal to try something new, right? And encourage yourself. So those are some ways that you can promote better self-esteem. So I don't know about you guys, but I thought number 4 was like the main. So let me just recap really quick. Number 1, identify troubling situations or conditions. Number 2, become aware of thoughts and beliefs. Number 3, challenge negative or inaccurate thinking. And number 4, adjust your thoughts and beliefs. Can you guys give any suggestions, or you want to share any ways that you are putting positivity into your self-esteem? How are you adjusting your thoughts and beliefs?
Tami?
Well,
I was going to wait so I didn't talk over you.
Bye, Lori. Have a great night.
Bye, Lori.
Bye, Lori.
Basically, I've learned to love myself. You can't really be happy with life unless you basically love yourself, because you'll never be happy in a relationship with someone else.
Right.
You'll never, you really have to figure out who you are. So I remind myself, I guess, who I am and what is it about me that makes me special.
Right.
That's good.
And for you, Stephanie?
Yeah, I would say the things that come in, the negative thoughts that come in, whatever the situation is, I try to just stop them in mid thought.
Right.
Because it's kind of like if you can stop it before you start to like believe it again,
Yeah.
Because we're those people, we're all like that, but we just kind of like, we have a thought, and then we like, when we start to think about the thought, whether, not to be confusing, but like, say we have the thought of like, she doesn't think I can do that, whatever. Mm-hmm. When we start mulling over that specific thing over and over and over again, we start to just believe it because we can convince ourselves that that's true.
Right.
And if we can just like cut it off mid thought and go, whoa, that's a negative thing. I just need to stop right there. I'm not going to believe that. And then
program yourself.
For me, I just like go, nope, I am, whatever the opposite, the good thing about myself is.
Right.
So that's kind of what I do. I just like try to cut it off in mid thought, and yes, cancel. That's exactly right.
So for me, like one of the big things for me, I said this earlier, was I surround myself with positivity. So if I'm feeling down, and I feel like maybe someone made me feel less than or not good enough, I'll call a friend, I'll Voxer someone, and they'll make me feel good, surrounding myself with that positivity and someone assuring me, it's kind of like having a backup system. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, hey, I got your back. There's something else I wanted to share with you guys that kind of goes along with adjusting your thoughts and beliefs. So when I was younger, this kind of goes along with our end of the month, so I'm not going to share too much. When Gina comes on and we talk about mental illness and depression, I struggled a lot with that. And something I did when I was younger that really helped me when I was going through a really hard time was I had a mirror in my room, and it was where I got ready every morning. And I took a eyeliner pencil and I just wrote positive, like anything positive. You're beautiful, you're smart, funny, just anything positive that I could think of. And it was like a really awkward and hard thing to actually do. Like it was, especially when you're feeling so bad about yourself, like maybe you guys can attest to this. It's really hard to say something positive when you're feeling really, really down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so even if it was false and I was like, this is a lie, this is not who I am, I was like, I'm going to write it, because just like you said, Stephanie, we take on what is said to us. Over time, we take it on and it becomes part of us. And so really the only way to combat that is, like you guys were saying, retraining, replacing those thoughts, putting the positive in constantly. And it's something, this is one thing I loved about doing PS Name Your Day, Pepper says. Yes. I know, I love that, Pepper. I kind of fallen off track with that. And I'm going to tell you, it's been hurting me not naming my day and staying positive. It really did make a difference. I know we're getting close to the end. I see Tami, are you hungry still? No, I'm messing with you because I know you didn't get to eat your food, and I feel bad because you're chewing away. Stephanie, do you want to? Hey, Tami, I don't know if you can get this up faster than me. I was going to let Stephanie share her challenge that she's coming up with on Periscope, and then maybe you could share our upcoming blabs and all that stuff, because you're better at that than me.
That's what I was looking at.
Oh. You're so much. See, great minds, Tami, great minds.
I know.
Yours is faster than mine.
So am I on?
Yes. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead, Stephanie. Let everybody know about this Periscope challenge.
Yeah. So I'm going to issue a challenge right now to everyone in the room. You don't have to be female to do the challenge. And I think Tami's frozen again. That's great.
At least this time she's smiling.
What?
At least she's smiling now.
You're frozen again, Tami.
But sit here and smile.
Okay, good. It's a nice picture.
It's working. She's really distracting me now.
I was trying to do it.
For a second, I thought that you were frozen. Jess. Okay.
All right, the challenge.
Oh my God. I totally lost my train of thought. Okay.
The challenge.
I am issuing, I'm going to speak correctly. I am issuing a challenge right now. We are going to call it the Love Me Challenge. Because we're not all perfect in this yet. We haven't figured it out. We're not 100% done, you know. So we're always constantly loving, you know, having to grow and change. So I did not know that.
No, we did not know that.
No. Well,
good Lord, it took us all afternoon to come up with that hashtag.
That, you know what?
Oh.
I have to tell you, that's one of the I'm not going to say the word, but that's one of the number sign things that I didn't search.
I actually did. I searched it on Twitter and there was nothing. So I don't know if it's love yourself. I don't know. Is that exactly your hashtag, Pepper? Because I tried to search on Twitter today. I actually did search on Twitter today.
I don't know. Maybe let's give Pepper a minute. Just we can always revisit, you know, because
we can always change it if we need to.
Yeah, we don't. I know Stephanie for sure doesn't want to, you know,
step on anybody's toes.
Yeah.
None of us
I was thinking about it all day for the very reason, so that I wouldn't choose someone else's hashtag.
Yeah. So Pepper, let us know if that's your exact. No, I do it in February. Equaling. Okay.
Okay.
Because okay. So.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Change it. Okay.
So her hashtag, so I'm clear, is PS Love Me.
Okay.
Right?
It's going to be.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Well, yes. So I'm issuing a 30-day. We're going to do 30 days because we're going to try to start a healthy habit for ourselves, guys.
Right.
And it's going to be 30 days of prompts. I will come on every day. Yay! I will come on Periscope every day and just issue the prompt for you that day. And we'll just talk about the 30 different ways that we can better ourselves and love ourselves better.
That's awesome. I'm really excited for that. And I know Tami, are you going to share it? Your awesome graphic that you did?
I will in our group.
I know, but tell everybody about it.
I can't exactly share it.
No, I know you can't share it on here. Okay, so anyways, Tami made this awesome graphic for the challenge, and she's going to put it on the page. And it's awesome. Yeah, I love it so much.
I
love it.
I will even. Yes, I'm just going to put it in our group.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I'm afraid to talk. I'll freeze.
No, but here's the thing, Tami. Your face is the only thing that freezes, not your words.
Yeah, your voice doesn't freeze.
Just keep talking, man.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
We want you to talk.
Nope, I'm done. I'm retreating inward.
All right, so I'm just going to close it out. So, yeah, you can find us on Facebook at Topic Mamas. So if you go to facebook.com/group/Topic Mamas, you can find us there. And, yeah.
And if you would like to join
everything on my computer is frozen, guys.
Challenge, you can find me on Periscope at Stephanie Cozby. So
yeah, and I just want to let you guys know really quick, because I know Tami's having problems with her computer. We do have some upcoming blabs. Every Tuesday we do a blab at 7 p.m. Eastern time. What time frame are you in? You're in, what are you in, Stephanie?
Central,
and it's 6 p.m. your time, right?
Yes.
So 6 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. 6 p.m. Central, 7
p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, that's hard. So next week we have Holly coming on, and we were going to be talking domestic violence. And then, and on the 22nd we have Cindy Fincher coming back, and we're going to be revisiting toxic people. I know last time we talked about thanks, Pepper.
Why did I get this out?
Huh? Oh, well, you said you weren't going to talk anymore.
Nothing.
So, all right, I have to run.
Oh, well. Oh, okay. Jess is gone. Bye, Jess. We love you. We'll miss you. Okay, so to recap what Jess was saying, right? My husband goes, bye, Jess. On the 15th, we're doing domestic violence with Holly. On the 22nd, we revisit toxic people with Cindy Fincher. And on the 29th, Gina joins us and we talk about depression and mental illness. And then we have a whole new lineup because 2 of them are repeats and 2 of them are new. So, yay! Thank you all for joining us. I hope you all have a wonderful night. And take care.
Bye.
Bye.